I am the Game Reaper, gatekeeper of the souls of video games in the afterlife. I claim the souls of old games, but some I am not allowed to take. Tempest, why won't you leave us? Why won't you leave us, Tempest? If I'm not allowed to take your video games, then I'll take your host. Secret of Mana, leave us! Intravenous, where have you gone? Intravenous! No! No, Intravenous! No! No!
What the heck? What did he do to my place? It's hot in here. Oof. I don't know who that guy was. He said something about the Gamekeeper or the Grim Reaper. I don't know. But he keeps coming around here trying to take all my re-releases over and over again. Even if he's gone, I better talk about these before they're gone. Whew. He left me a nice chair though. Alright everyone, today we've got 22 PS4 games which are all remakes, re-releases. We got 4 different groups. The first group we're going to talk about is classic games. We're pretty much going to get a little newer each group, except for one group has an asterisk at that, and you'll see when it comes. The first group has 5 games, and it has some great ones. In this group, you'll see that we have Duke Nukem. It's the 20th Anniversary World Tour Edition. And you would think it might be something different than that old classic Duke Nukem 3D that you played, but in fact, it is just one of the best ways to play it. It has 5 new episodes too, and some developer commentary. This is great. Frag like it's 1996. Another one we have here, which there is also a Legacy Collection number 1, is Mega Man. The Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 has Mega Man 7, Mega Man 8, Mega Man 9, and Mega Man 10. And obviously, the first collection has the other ones before that, 1 through 6. I do have the first one, but it is on Nintendo 3DS. I only have the second one here on the PS4. Great collection. Gotta love that Mega Man. Let's talk about Tempest 4000. Now this is a classic Atari game. There have been several variations of the Tempest series, and they rehashed it for Tempest 4000 on the PS4. It is really fun but chaotic to look at. There's a lot of flashing lights and stuff going on. In the back it even says mind-bending prisms distort reality. Pulse-thumping soundtrack takes you into the zone. And it's true, now the sound in here is a lot better than your old classic Atari versions. And it also has 100 psychedelic levels. Tempest is Tempest. It's not much different than the old ones except for some upgraded visual HD and special effects and sound, of course. Next up, we're talking about the Assault Suit Lanos re-release on PS4. And this was originally made for the Sega Mega Drive, I believe. Maybe even the Sega Master System. You're in a giant mech suit, and it's a side-scrolling shooter, a little bit of platforming. It is very fun. It does get quite difficult as you go through. But I do recommend picking up all of these games that I've mentioned so far. They're all fun. It depends on the price. Tempest you might not want to buy if it's any more than like $10 or $20. You know, Assault Suit Lanos. From Square Enix we have Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana was a game from a while back. I'm sure all of you have played the original. Not all of you, but a lot of you. This is a remake in that it has better graphics, completely redone graphics. It has some voice characters, upgraded gameplay, some controversy over it. It wasn't that great of a remake, and honestly, I've tried to play it a few times. I couldn't get into it. That's it for Group 1. Let's take a look at Group 2. Now we're moving on to games that are from the PlayStation 1 and 2 era. First, we're going to start out with Dragon's Crown Pro, and this is a steel box that I have. Dragon's Crown was on the PS2, it's been on the PS Vita, it may have been on the PS3, it's been all around. But this is a very unique artistic take on a kind of hack and slash beat 'em up. To me, the graphics look a little too much like a Flash game in the way they're animated, but it is beautiful. A lot of people love this game. I haven't fully gotten into it yet. I've tried a few times, and I do have the PS2 version too. And next up we have Shenmue 1 and 2, or Shenmue. I believe it's Shenmue. This is from Sega. If you played the first one on Sega Dreamcast, or the second one on the Xbox, or you've played the remakes, and they even made a third one that came out on the PS4 as well. These were revolutionary games back in their day, and they have upgraded visuals. The saga begins again with Shenmue 1 and 2. Definitely pick it up. And here we also have the Spyro and Crash Trilogies. Now, these are obviously all wonderful games from the PS1. If you don't know, it should be obvious. If you've never heard of the PS1, you better get on it. So the Crash Trilogy and Spyro Trilogy have 3 games on each. The first 3 of the series, completely rehauled in the graphics, and wonderful to play. Definitely grab these. They have these also on the Xbox One, if I'm not mistaken. Coming to the end of this group of 10 games, we've got the Devil May Cry HD Collection. The Devil May Cry games, 1, 2, and 3, were all released on the PS2. And I'm not sure if they're on Xbox. I'm pretty sure... You know, I don't remember if they're on Xbox or not. They are from Capcom. Now you can get them on all kinds of platforms. But Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3 HD Collection is pretty decent. It isn't the best. These HD collections, a lot of times the gameplay looks better, but they have to use the original cutscenes, and they look really grainy and poopy. Finally, in this second group, we have Assassin's Creed the Ezio Collection. This is 3 games, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. The Assassin's Creed games, some people are very fond of them, some are not. I have not fully gotten into the series, honestly. It just seems a little bit out of my interest. Not that big into the history thing, at least not into these timelines. Some of the new ones do look more interesting. Alright guys, so for the third group, we have just 3 games, and there should be a 4th game in here, but I do not own Resident Evil 5 yet. We have Resident Evil Origins Collection, which has Resident Evil 0 and the remake of Resident Evil 1 on it. And then also you have Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 6. Like I said, there's also 5. I don't recommend 6 at all. 5, it's been a long time since I played it, but I'll tell you, Resident Evil Origins and 4 are great. My favorite game on here is the remake of Resident Evil. 0 is not that great to me, though it does have a good fan base. It involves controlling 2 characters at once, so you have to switch back and forth, and that always kind of bugs me in games. They're both on here, great. And then Resident Evil 4, you know, keeps getting better and better every time they re-release it, and this is no exception. Alright everyone, we've made it to our 4th and final group, and this one contains 8 games. Now, this final group is made up of all games that were originally released on the PS3 and or the Xbox 360 era of gaming. First up, we have the Bioshock Collection. All 3 Bioshock games, 1, 2, and 3. 3 is called Infinite, if anybody's trying to search for it. I'm sure you'll find it under Bioshock 3 too. This is an awesome collection of games. They were awesome on the PS3 and they're awesome on the PS4. Next up, we have the South Park games, and these are pretty much the same game as you would have gotten on the PS3. It's not much different. I don't even believe they came with much extra content, but if you wanted to play them and you never got them on the PS3, or you want to have them on your PS4 and play them on your PS5, these are good games. I do recommend the Stick of Truth over the second game, Fractured But Whole. And that's because they changed the style of the fighting mechanics. In this game, it was classic turn-based. This one's more strategy. I'm not that big on strategy, turn-based fighting. Next up, we have Alien Isolation. This is the Nostromo edition. I love the Alien series. I've been following it since I was a kid. It was one of my first favorite movies, was the second Alien movie. And this game is wonderful and wonderfully hard and scary. It's got a great visual overhaul on it compared to the PS3 one. I mean, it looks a little better, to me at least. HD video output at 1080i. This has some bonus content. You can play as Ellen Ripley, Dallas, or Parker on board the Nostromo and Crew Expendable mode. I do recommend getting this game, though it's not for everyone. Very tricky, and it's a game where you're constantly running for your life. You don't really fight back, necessarily, in this game. Coming up next, we have Kingdoms of Amalor, Re-Reckoning. I had this game originally on the PS3, and I loved it. It has animation from Todd McFarlane, who does the Spawn comics, and also some Spider-Man, great Spider-Man comics. And then it also was created by R.A. Salvatore. R.A. Salvatore, I believe, is a big writer in the Dungeons and Dragons franchise. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here we have Last of Us Remastered. This is a classic game, probably one of the best games that came out in its generation. They released it immediately when the PS4 came out, nearly. And Last of Us Remastered is just a really nice looking version of the original. And those of you who are skeptical on the sequel and still haven't played the first one, well, you're going to have some fun here. It's a very tough game, very fun, very cinematic. It says remastered features explore the brutal post-pandemic world fully realized with the power of the PlayStation 4 system. Check out The Last of Us Remastered. We have two more games here to finish up the video. First, we have Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. This game was originally released on the PS3. It may have also been on the Xbox 360, I'm not aware. I tend to be more of a PlayStation fan, as you will soon notice on my channel. This is a really fun game from Capcom. It's sort of like an action RPG. And then we have Dead Island, the definitive collection, Dead Island 1, 2, and then also has Retro Revenge. These games were really fun. I thought they were kind of one of a kind when I first played them. Nowadays we have Dying Light, and Dying Light might be your go-to. It's a little more serious. This game can be a little quirky. It's a little humorous. Doesn't take itself too seriously. The story is okay. The dialogue is okay. The gameplay is awesome. So go ahead and check out the Dead Island series if you haven't already. I have a feeling, if I haven't heard something, that they're going to be restarting this series pretty soon. Alright guys, well thanks for tuning in this long and staying through to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed me talking about these great PS4 remakes and re-releases. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments. Please subscribe and like, as I am continuing to make new videos and release them every Thursday and Sunday, including shorts and extra in between. So this is it for episode 6. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to keep an eye out for that Game Reaper Keeper Gate Reaper. He might be coming around. He disappeared after he melted. Bye!
P.O.L. Game of you.